Welcome to Torphichen Preceptory. Explore the headquarters of the mighty Knights of St. John, known as the Hospitallers. Unfortunately, it's closed, so I can't go inside. But we have all the lovely grounds to walk about. It's a misty, foggy, dreek day in the West Lothian village of Torphichen. That's me live, babe. So here we have a little chronological key. Before 1153, David I gives Torphichen to the Hospitallers, an international religious order of knights. William Wallace governs from here. Knights Templar property across Scotland is confiscated and given to the Hospitallers. Demands Scotland's Hospitallers to be independent. The order is disbanded in Scotland in 1564. Before you are the remains of one of medieval's Scotland's great centres of power, Torphichen Preceptory, headquarters of the Hospitallers, or Knights of St. John. So this was the main headquarters of the Knights of St. John. Heart of the order. Hospitallers worked, prayed and managed their extensive Scottish estates from this impressive headquarters. The Preceptory was established in about 1150. The surviving bell tower was added in the 1400s and the church was rebuilt on the site of the original nave in 1764. Traces of other medieval buildings in the monastery-like complex are marked on the ground. You can find fragments of a gatehouse in the precinct wall by the road leading to the village. James V, is that the fourth? Played cards here with the preceptor William Knollys, his Lord High Treasurer. Both died in the Battle of Flodden in 1513. Guardian of Scotland. The Patriot Sir William Wallace briefly ruled Scotland from the Preceptory after victory at the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297. The Hospitallers had fled, having fought on the side of the English. The only surviving charter that Wallace issued as Guardian of Scotland was signed here on 29th of March 1298. Later that year, Wallace went on the run following defeat at the Battle of Falkirk, while his injured enemy, the English King Edward I, came here to recover. Look for a carved sword above a window niche in the tower. Locals call it the Wallace Stone. Ooh. So guys, as you can see here, 1150 this place was established. This was the headquarters of the Knights Templar. You can see some foundations of some of the old buildings. Christian soldiers of fortune. The Preceptory was part of an international network focused on distant Crusader strongholds, more like focused on local strongholds. Ministry of Defence. The Knights Hospitaller were founded in Jerusalem in 1099 to nurse pilgrims and fight Muslims. They were a wealthy organisation with bases across Europe. They also established crusade castles such as Crac des Chevaliers in Syria. Senior members held high office in Scotland. The leaders or preceptory had a grand house near the royal palace in Linlithgow. The fine vaulting inside the tower is an indicator of their wealth and prestige. The preceptory stood within the privileges of St. John, a swathe of countryside 2 miles 3 kilometres across, within which people could seek immunity from the persecution. Uniquely in Scotland, the 4 stones marking the sanctuary's limit and the central frith stool, now in the graveyard, all survive. The sanctuary may have ancient origins. Legend claims that an early church linked to St. Ninian and visited by King Arthur was built here. Ooh. So guys, very old, ancient grounds. And people always ask me, why do you always go to churches? Why do you always go to these churches? Well, usually these monasteries, churches, they were built on more ancient sites, more ancient Celtic sites, and the churches are usually built on top of them. So this is why I come here, because You can visit a Christian site and an ancient pagan site at the same time, usually. So guys, let's look at this old structure. The old foundations here of the old buildings. The old buildings from the 12th century. From the 12th century. So why aren't these flooded, people? Why aren't any of these flooded? Where's the mud? Where's the mud? This is the old part here. This is probably the oldest part, I think. See there, that was probably an old doorway. See here, there was probably an old doorway. This was probably a door at some point, and these look like two pillars. They're probably pillars here at some point. You see the base. The bases of some sort of pillars. So I reckon that could have been a doorway at some point. This will be newer than this part here. So all different centuries of architecture in this site here. All different styles. The old doorway. Doesn't look mud flooded to me, people. Doesn't look mud flooded to me. You've got the remains of all these old buildings. This is possibly a room I'm standing in. See the wall for it still existing. This was probably the wall as well for the building along here. And that's not all, people. Wait till you see the graveyard. Wait till you see the graveyard and the dates on the stones on the graveyard. It's quite an unusual. That actually looks. That looks like the edge of the building. That there looks like the edge of the building. Across there. So this was a base for the Knights Templar and the Knights Hospitaller. So where's all the mud? You just dig all this out. Where's the mud? So here you can see that's part of the roof of the old building, and it would have came right along here, ended here. So it would have been a massive building, guys. You can see there the different styles of architecture. Look at this side. That's the remains of another old building that came along this way. It's huge. Now you can get more of an idea of the size of this place. Massive. Yep, I'm saying giants didn't build this, mate. If you think about it, guys, if giants lived in these buildings, it'd be small. Why would giants build small buildings, small stairways, small windows? If back in the old days, all the buildings were small, so the churches built them grand. When you went inside a big church, you came out your little cottage and you came into a building like this, you felt that God was around. Do you know what I mean? Stained glass windows, organ, massive building. You felt like there was a other power. Walking out of your little shitty cottage, coming to see something like this. Pretty epic. That's why they built on massive scale, to show their power. The bigger you built, the more powerful you were. Nothing to do with being giants. It was prestige. There's remnants of an old building there. So we can see here, people. No evidence of mud floods so far. I think we'll have a little walk in the graveyard, people. Pretty amazing stuff though. How you all doing today? Well, hope you're having a good Sunday. It's some trek to come down here from, I walked down to Torphichen from Lithgow. It was some trek, I'm telling you. It didn't look far on the map. It's some trek, look at that. Have a look in the graveyard, people. I started this, by the way, the turtleneck and the hood. Remember that? Have a look in the graveyard. Old ancient wee cottage, look. I love these graveyards, epic. So this might not be a gravestone, this might actually be one of the little standing stones. There's meant to be a few of them scattered around. There's meant to be 4 of them marking the boundaries, and there's meant to be a centre sacred stone. Look at this thing. Don't know if it's an old well. It's a bit unusual to have a well in a graveyard. It's like the Celtic cross in flames. Oh wait a minute, look. This might be the sacred centre stone. This is what I'm saying, before they build churches and before they build graveyards, there's usually an ancient burial site already here with stones, and this looks like it could have been one of them. It's definitely not a gravestone. This looks to be more of one of the standing stones. So this is probably thousands of years old, this stone. This one here. Gravestone next to it. Let's see, what's the date on the gravestone next to it? '1890. That's quite a new gravestone, I think, compared to a lot of them in here. The old crazy tree. Trees are quite important in graveyards as well. Trees. Especially these. You'll always find these. Check this gravestone out, guys. Look at this gravestone. Jesus, man. Look at the shape of that. (1834). What kind of pattern's that? What kind of symbol is that? I don't think I've seen that symbol before. This might be one of the stones as well. I know there's a few of them scattered around. This might be one as well. Amazing place though. Look at that gravestone over there. It's sticking out the ground. Jeez. This one's in a bad way. Don't think I'm going to be able to read anything on that at all. No, nothing. Nothing. That's a very late one, 1947. That's probably the latest one I've seen. 1947. It's really late. That's 1833. This one is 1833, guys. Predates the 1850 mudflood, but I hear them now talking about a 1600s mudflood. But if there was a mudflood in 1850, oh well. Is that 1835? It's another 1835, guys. It's an 1840 grave. This one over here. I'm not going to be able to read anything on that one. Right, let's look for some old graves, guys. Look at that thing. (1842). 1842. Look at this. It's like an old fireplace here. See here, guys, the remains of an old building. What's the date on that one? You'll see the date. Looks old though. That looks like more of a lid. Oh, it's got something on it. 1772. 1772. That one. It's getting drizzly now, guys. Cold and drizzly. Now look at this one. Look at this one, guys. GG 1689. How could a gravestone from 1689 survive this epic mud flood? 1689. How you doing, Validation Boy? Good to see you, mate. I'm just at the home, the base of the Knights Templar. And this is 1812, this grave here. Good to see you, man. Great last video as well. I noticed Team Skeptic got, I think Team Skeptic got one of your videos banned, maybe for bullying. See? Some of the dates are just so worn away. There's some very old graves in here, people. Very old graves. Nice one, you won the appeal. Oh, look at this one. Sacred. 1832. Sacred. They must have dug all them up. This looks like an old standing stone, this one. Look at that. Not sure if there's any markings on it. I think there's been something carved into it. There's definitely been something carved into this stone. It's an unusual grave. Another one, can't see the date. Can't see the date on that one. So guys, if there was a mud flood, wouldn't this be filled up? We just dug all this out. Memento Mori. I like those style of graves, the Memento Mori ones. Erected by her son. Died February the 4th, 1800. So there's an 1800, that's 219 years old, that grave. These are a wee bit later, 1857. You see the different styles of brickwork. You see all the different time periods. It's amazing. So much time. Let's have a look at this little place over here. These creepy graves. Obviously the timers indicate life, time's running out. Put the bones here at each side, 2 bones, the timer. Memento Mori usually means that just a reminder that you're going to be here soon. You're going to be dead as well. Not sure what the cross with the circle. It could be cross bones. In fact, it could be something to do with that. Check that wee man it. Hey, he looks quite happy. Looks creepy, sort of little kids on each side. Got them running up the side as well. And all this represents is death and time. And usually they had. He's got a haircut. He's got a hairdo. Same again, the crossbones, death. You've got this. What is that pattern? What is that? I'm going to try and figure out what that is. What is that? What is this thing here? It looks like a crossbones and I'm not even sure what that is. Any dates? Any dates? Oh, it's just so worn away. Just so worn away. Thanks, Dalibor. It's a miserable day, but that's not going to deter me. Hey, what's going on here? What's going on here? What's this? You've got holly and the yew tree. I don't even want to look to see what's under there. Obviously this was a little building of some sort. See, that would have been a doorway. It might have been attached to this bigger building. But this guy's here, when you talk about mud flood, this is just dirt and leaves, and over time leaves fall, dirt gathers, and over 100 years you could gather maybe a foot of like organic material. It's nothing to do with mud flooding, people. Trees grow, trees rot, like this one here. This will rot away, all the leaves will rot away. Over the years and years and years, organic material will build up inside of here. It won't stay pristine, sorry. Just like this tree. It's mud flood nonsense, what a lot of rubbish. I'm not sure how old this little building is, but it would have been destroyed during the mud flood, just looking at the size of it. If there was a mud flood, it would have been destroyed. You can see how small it is as well. It's a small little doorway. Epic. How epic's that? The headquarters of the Knights Templar. I've brought you here, guys. Torphichen. You won't even hear about it. You won't even hear about somewhere like this. Amazing place. Amazing place. It's getting dark though. I'll have a little walk down this way. Let's see if we can see any more old graves. Someone's put some flowers here at the tree. So we've got some very old graves here, unaffected by mud floods. We've got very old buildings here, unaffected by mud floods. We've got very old trees here, in fact. Probably got trees here that predate mud flood. Oh, this one's cool. That's a nice one. Look at that. Skulls on that, the detail in the teeth still. It's amazing. They're usually double-sided, these graves. Back in the old days, the graves are double-sided. So this is Isabella Brown. I'm trying to figure out the day of December. Was that 1750 something? Oh, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. But looking at this style, this kind of style, this is like 17th century. So same again. It predates any nonsense called Mudflood. This one's just sitting on its own. The wall back there. How you doing, Sky Fly Bry in the house? Nice to see you, mate. Hope you are keeping well and staying safe on your flying escapades. There's something over here. Wall house. In loving memory of Janet Campbell, wife of James Wood, who died 24th of January 1913. So this is quite a new one as well. 1913. Amazing graveyard though. Amazing graveyard. This graveyard on its own debunks Mudflood. And I could leave a link to this place. You wouldn't have heard about it. This is the kind of place that you gather through local knowledge and research. You come across these little towns and villages, obscure. But I think they deliberately keep them obscure, so you don't have tons of tourists coming here. But this was, apart from the one down London, this is one of the main power centres for the Knights Templar. We've got modern houses here beside the graveyard. Some modern graves. It's 2011. It's very late, 2011. Go back on it. Look at these graves. These ones just sticking out the ground. You usually can't get much information on these ones. Time hasn't treated them well, I'm afraid. Time has been a bit cruel to these ones. Mind you, if you cleaned them up, you could probably get something from them. You can already see. Is that sacred? Sacred, it says. I think. Mary. Mary, that's what it says. It says Mary. Mary. Brown. Mary Brown. We're remembering you, Mary Brown. We'll clean up your grave a wee bit. See you, Mary Brown. Oh look, we've even got a date, people. Even got a date. 1867. How you doing, Dan? Nice to see you, man. 1867, that one. So Mary Brown's relatives can find her next time, if they still come here. Look at this. What's this? Omens. I'll figure out what that says. This looks like one of the little stones that we're talking about, the ancient pagan stones that were here before they built the church. There's several ancient stones. Look at this one. Oh, look at this one. Look at that. Time can be so cruel. Time can be so cruel, guys, eh? $1671. I can actually feel the date on this, guys. I can feel it. It's almost 1671, I think. That one. Even initial. There's a T there. Is that a Y? No. KT 1671. So 1671, guys, that's well over 300 years old. It's getting dark here now. It's getting pretty dark. What's this? The old Templar. That looks like 1890 something, 1896. If you've never seen this one, guys, look at this one. Look at this for a gravestone. How unusual that is. And look at the symmetry. There doesn't seem to be any symmetry. It's like an axe head. It reminds me of an axe head, this thing. Have a look to see what this is. Another sort of ground one. $1867. You can see here there's probably many more gravestones here. There's probably many more graves around here that are gone now. The holly, the yew tree. Trees were very important in Celtic religion. Trees were very important. Still trying to figure out what this is, guys. Anybody know what this is? To me it looks like an old well. It could have been an old well, but an old well in a church, in a graveyard. A well in a graveyard. And if you're joined on late, guys, this is an ancient sacred standing stone. This one almost looks like it seems to have indentations, holes. I'd like to spend a wee bit of time just try to see what all these I would come here and just clean the graves. I would. Do it as a hobby. I would do it as even a hobby. Right, people, I think I've gave you enough. That's an ancient tree there on its own, that one. That tree there is old. A beautiful graveyard though. Very epic indeed. It was some trek to get here, but it was worth it. Oh, we found plenty of stuff before 1800s. Twit twit, plenty of stuff. This place has been around since 1168. 1168 people, this place has been around. That church has been around since 1168 with the Templars. So, 1168. It doesn't matter if it's 1850, 1650, 1450. I'll go back thousands of years if you want, just to prove this mudflood rubbish is a lot of shit. Of course there was probably some kind of flood. There's probably been natural disasters for centuries. But this mudflood rubbish, wow, check this out. It's a strange little wall up in the wall. So this area is called Torphichen. Torphichen. There's a place in Edinburgh called Torphichen, and it's a Templar area as well. So that's where we just were. The old phone box. It's a defibrillator now. The old flicking in. Old well. Torphichen Jubilee Well. Today we expect each of our houses to have clean drinking water instantly available at the turn of a tap. But life wasn't always that simple. Torphichen Jubilee Well was built in 1852, at a time when few houses had their own water supply and the health benefits of clean water by reducing diseases such as cholera were only just becoming understood. 1852 people. This well was built in 1852. As you can see there, there's the well, there's the houses. Changed a wee bit if I stand over here. The octagonal well is built in red sandstone ashlar blocks. Inside there was a large tank and filled with spring water. So guys, hey Anna, how you doing? Nice to see you. So we have here a well that was built in 1852. So if this mud flood happened in 1852, how the hell did they build this? Did they clear the mud in 2 years? This 1897 plaque would have put on later, celebrating 60 years Queen. Let's see what it says about the plaque that was put on. There is a plaque of Queen Victoria fixed and inset into one side of the well. The plaque was added during a rebuilding of the well in 1896 to commemorate the Queen's Golden Jubilee of 15 years on the throne. Hence the well being known as Jubilee Well. Total cost of the rebuilding was £37 and 2 shillings as shown in the general notice shown on the right. There's the old lion. Oh. $1802. So we have a building here from 1802. 1802. Doesn't look like there's been mud flood damage. Who's the Payan? 1119 AD. Pity it's not open, or I would have got a wee rest myself. What have you got the back here? Oh, mud flood. Is it? Nah. It's just a wee burn that runs through here. Well guys, that's quite an unusual feature, that. The tree inside the... Like I said before guys, yew trees are quite sacred, so they don't like chopping them down. This must be so sacred they've just let it grow into the bloody ventilation. Jesus man. So people, we're coming near to the end of the stream. I hope you've enjoyed that one. Just tons of evidence. There was no mud flood in this area anyway. We have a building here from 1800s. We have a well here from 1850s. We have a church there from 1100s upwards. So this whole area is ancient area. And it all still exists. Right guys, I think we could be leaving the place now. You're welcome, Twitwit. You're very welcome. I've not ended it yet. Just chill out. I don't want to take you on a big massive walk with nothing. What I think is going to happen. Yep. Right people. We've got stairs leading up here. I wonder where that goes. It's getting a bit late for me now. It's getting dark. I should really think about heading home now. Okay people, that was some live debunking of the mudflood theory. Hope you enjoyed the wee tour of the graveyard, buildings, wells, all different sites, all in a little small area. And I might have a live stream soon. I might find something else on the way home. So I might be back. Right guys, see you later, take care.